Here we have the 2008 to 2013 GMC or Chevy rear with sensors. This is a shot of the stock bumper before we take it off. You can see your stock hitch stays, and then you got the frame holes right back here. And you'll notice inside when you get your bumper, you'll see 4 brackets like that. These 2 here, these strangely shaped ones, are for a 1500 truck, and these other 2 are for a 3500 truck. Okay, now we're going to install the brackets and show you what those look like. Now for the 3500, you can see you use your stock bolts there. That's the best because those are better than a grade 8 bolt. If you need any additional bolts, any 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch nut and bolt to work. And also when you take off your stock brackets, you're going to want to replace and put a bolt here for your hitch here, because Chevy makes what's called a breakaway hitch. And if you don't put a bolt back in there, or actually the stock bolt is real weak, and if you overload your trailer, this whole hitch setup will drop to the ground when people overload their trailers. So if you put this bolt here, it cannot drop to the ground. So that's a good thing to do right there. One over on the other side as well. And let's give you a full view of that so you can see how they mount there. And now we're just going to mount the bumper. Oh, one more thing. These holes here that came with the stock bumper, a lot of people think that those help the hitch. They do not. Those are to help the bumper, the piece of tin bumper that came from its factory. So you don't need bolts running through there because the hitch was holding the bumper up, not the other way around. Okay, we're back. We got the bumper installed on the GMC here. As you can see, when you do some leveling here, you got to make sure you got enough clearance in between here. So put your blocks in there, one on each side there, so you can get that clearance so that the bed has enough room to not hit the bumper. We got about 1 inch there. I don't know how well you can see it, but we got about 1 inch there. And we're the only company that cuts out for your OEM license plate light holes, so your stock ones will snap right back in there, so you get to keep your wiring harness as well as your backup sensors. Now these holes you got a file to fit, and you want it to be a little more straight, so we're going to pop that out and make it a little more straight there, because otherwise you're pointing at the ground too much, so you got to get it straighter. And I'll make note of, you got your license plate holes here for the rear, or if you want to put a winch in here, this is also a winch plate. You would lose your spare tire ability if you put a winch in there. And then here, this hole is cut out on your Chevy for your tire jack to get your spare tire down. And on your trailer plug hitch, we cut out this hole for it. And what you do is you take your stock hitch plug here and you cut off the little wings. You can see we already cut one off that side and one off this side, and then it can sit flush in there just as it is right now. And then you put a couple tech screws in the bottom there. I'll show you that after we do that so you can see how that goes. Okay, here we go. We got everything installed now. You can see the trailer plug there. Here's your 2 screws in the bottom holding her good and solid there. I would still hold the back side of it, but it's pretty solid, you can see. And the sensors are good now. See there. And the bumper's nice and straight and level. Good on the sides. So she's ready to go. Another successful install there. Okay, thanks for looking.